Ruroc has been subject to my scorn for years now. No matter what they offered to pay me, I would never endorse their products to my devoted little squids out there. And while I've already spoken about them before, since we're talking about overhyped motorcycle gear, there is really no better place to start than discussing Ruroc. Ruroc helmets are, how do I put this? Not good. How they manage to secure safety ratings is kind of beyond me. Their massively overpriced helmets are nowhere near the quality you're gonna find on other models that are sold at similar price points. An Aero or a Shoei helmet will cost a pretty penny as well, but you're paying for industry-leading safety and build quality and a legacy of safety. Whereas with Ruroc, you're paying for their marketing budget and licensing fees to be able to produce Marvel and Star Wars branded helmets. Do you see anyone on a racetrack wearing a Ruroc? No, you see YouTube content creators gassing them up while happily cashing their affiliate checks. I've personally never seen a serious racer on track wearing a Ruroc, ever. And I've done over 100 track days and have been racing. So yeah, take that for what you will. Ruroc helmets are pretty dumb and overpriced and overhyped. Oh, and they're made in China. So yeah, but they only continue to dig themselves deeper into this hole by piling on more useless crap that shouldn't be of consideration when purchasing a helmet that's designed to save your life should you crash your motorcycle. Superhero colorways? That's kind of lame, corny, and a little overhyped. Their flashy, overstyled helmets scream form over function. In an attempt to squeeze even more cash out of naive motorcycle riders, Ruroc now sells their own Bluetooth comm system as well, because no Ruroc Instagram motorcyclist would dare slap a non-Ruroc branded comm system on their super cool Iron Man Ruroc helmet. The Shockwave comm system you can get for your Ruroc is just a cheap comm knockoff with bad sound, bad mic quality, and limited connectivity, low battery runtime, and a pretty poor app interface. Ruroc's proprietary Shockwave system is so bad they had to bring Cardo in to fix it with the newer Shockwave mesh. Regardless of Cardo's great quality and their industry-leading tech, buying a special comm unit just to match your silly Ruroc helmet is just more adding junk to your already junky helmet. And while this next overhyped gear trend can be found on Ruroc's helmets, it's certainly not unique to Ruroc and can be found across many different helmet manufacturers, and that is carbon fiber or ultra aerodynamic helmets used by average everyday street riders. Is buying the second or third generation of a helmet that has improvements to its aerodynamic shape really worth it when you can buy the previous gen on closeout for half the price? I don't know if these street squids passed their physics class, but the aerodynamic properties of your helmet aren't really gonna have an effect 99.99% of the time you're on your bike. Sure, if you're riding a sport bike where you're a little bit hunched over in the pocket, you probably aren't going to want a dual sport helmet with a peak that's going to be buffeted by the wind. But really, any sort of full-face street helmet is going to be functionally the same in regards to wind resistance. You're not going to get that speedo to 186 miles per hour on your 600 because you bought the latest and greatest helmet with highly refined aero. And similarly, carbon fiber on a helmet, much like carbon fiber on your motorcycle, serves no real function for the average rider. If the weight difference between a carbon fiber helmet and a normal helmet makes any noticeable difference in fatigue or comfort, you gotta start doing some neck exercises, my guy. Carbon fiber on helmets is really just a flex as much as it is on motorcycles. And if you like the look of carbon fiber and you want to pay extra for the helmet, that's cool. But motorcycling is unfortunately not immune to consumer culture, so this idea of constantly quote-unquote innovating or improving on perfectly functional products to drive new sales each season. You want a helmet that's ECE rated, comfortable, and looks good to you. Aerodynamic ability and carbon fiber construction are not make or break features for most normal riders. Motorcycle airbag systems are really great. The technology has been honed over the past couple of years, and airbag vests are as advanced and accessible as they've ever been. I personally have been using the Alpinestars Tech Air 5 airbag vest for the better part of a year now, and while I thankfully have never had to crash test it, I feel confident that if I were to go down, it would provide a much needed extra layer of protection for my spine and internal organs. And also, Alpinestars does not pay or sponsor this channel in any way, shape, or form. I bought that stuff with my hard-earned money, and I use it because I believe in it. That being said, tethered airbag vests are a little overrated in the wake of all the new tech that has been hitting the airbag segment. Old school riders are going to say they prefer a mechanical tethered vest because you don't have to remember to keep it charged or rely on those pesky GPS sensors, gyroscopes, or accelerometers. I don't need Skynet knowing where I'm going down on my damn motorcycle, but truthfully, both for safety and convenience, electronic airbag vests are really worth the investment. A common issue with tethered vests is you can crash and hit the ground before you've actually separated from the bike with a tethered airbag vest is triggered. Also, people have accidentally triggered their airbag vest just by getting off the bike when parked and forgetting to disconnect the tether. Electronic vests are super advanced and have much quicker detection and deployment time, sometimes able to deploy the airbag in quicker than 50 milliseconds when a crash is detected, compared to a tethered mechanical airbag vest that will not be deployed until the rider is separated from the bike. So if you low side and you're still near the bike or attached enough, the vest is not going to go off. An electronic vest is just more convenient and less restrictive as well. You don't have to remember to disconnect or reconnect your vest when you get on and off the bike, and you don't risk accidental or late deployment.
Maybe you live under a rock, but this Aprilia RS457 is a giveaway bike on yammynoob.co. We're doing something a little different with this one. It's a super short sweepstakes, so you only have a few weeks to get entered to win this machine. Head over to the website and become a member for your best chance to win. You can also get a hat, a t-shirt, hoodie, anything you want, and every dollar you spend will be an entry to win. This is a really cool motorcycle. Any beginner sport bike rider would be happy with this machine, but it could also be an experienced rider's track day toy. Don't miss your chance for this bike to end up in your driveway. Head over to yammynoob.co.
Who in their right mind is paying nearly $1,500 for a damn motorcycle jacket? They seriously sell this. I can't even believe it. And at that point, you've certainly maximized any potential safety features. What are you paying for? I don't care how many pockets it has. I'm not buying a riding jacket for the same price that I can buy a Chinese Grom clone. It's like Climb thinks that they're a luxury brand, that they can just base their pricing solely on what a desperate ADV dad is willing to pay for it in order to fit in, and not the actual value that they provide to the customer. And since I don't really run in those circles, I had to do some digging on why Climb is so highly regarded, and I was initially met with a bunch of baloney from brand simps who acted like Climb riding gear was the second coming of Jesus. But then beyond that, it seemed that there was some sentiment that Climb gear from years ago used to be super good and well worth the money in terms of quality, fit, and longevity. But now they've garnered this elite brand status in the ADV community and have gotten riders used to buying their products above market prices since they've started diversifying their global production, and quality has been diminishing. So not only does anyone not have any reason to spend $1,500 on a jacket, but you'd be buying a $1,500 jacket solely based on the pedigree of the company and not the value that it actually provides. No matter how treacherous your ride to the local coffee shop is, there are plenty of sub-$1,000 jackets available that will suit your rugged riding just fine. Hell, there's probably tons of sub-$500 jackets that'll suit you just fine. If we're talking about overpriced and overhyped motorcycle riding gear, we must talk about Gore-Tex. Look, we all want to be waterproof on our motorcycles. There's nothing worse than a long ride away from home, soaked in water down to your underlayers, and Gore-Tex has been becoming the sort of industry gold standard for waterproof material for motorcycle riding gear as of late, designed to offer water resistance without sacrificing breathability. But I'd argue it's not all it's cracked up to be, or at least not worth the premium price that they're charging with the Gore-Tex label on it. Gore-Tex is a proprietary fabric, meaning that to even have that name on a tag on a garment will increase the cost. It's licensed proprietary tech. It costs gear companies more money just to use it, and thusly needs to come with the promise of a wholly superior product. Any waterproof garment has its limitations, and for fabric to be waterproof as well as breathable is nearly an impossible task. Gore-Tex breathability is drastically diminished in hot and humid weather. As your Gore-Tex gear gets more used, the breathable pores can become worn or clogged with debris, making it less breathable. So if you're hot and sweaty in a rainstorm, the Gore-Tex isn't going to be as breathable as it's marketed to be. Essentially, Gore-Tex is not waterproof and breathable at the same time. It's breathable when it's dry and waterproof when it's wet. In the grand scheme of motorcycling, how often are people riding in torrential downpours so frequently that they need to buy Gore-Tex gear in lieu of just basic waterproof outer layers that they can slip on over their top of normal jackets and pants while they wait for the storm to pass? Because even if your jacket, boots, and gloves are made with Gore-Tex, it's not something you're going to want to wear daily in normal dry conditions, because no matter how breathable Gore-Tex is supposed to be, it's never going to be as breathable or comfortable as normal dry weather gear. So if you're buying waterproof gear for the occasional rainstorm, I think you can get by with a basic motorcycle rain jacket in a vast majority of cases. The Gore-Tex fad is another element of the way adventure riders feel the need to outfit themselves and their bikes with every single overpriced item or accessory that's available, just for the very slight chance that their life may be marginally improved by using it. And to round out our list today, we must discuss the bizarre bizarre fad of motorcycle heads-up displays. These have been rearing their ugly heads ever so often for the past few years, and then a handful of people are naive enough to go out and try them before realizing they got completely scammed, and they go quiet again. But it seemed like those stories died down. These heads-up display companies like iLights keep showing up again. They're essentially dumb little screens that connect to your phone and project things like GPS maps right in front of your eyeball. Why on God's green earth would anyone want this? Is it really so hard to mount your phone to the handlebar or occasionally glance down to see what road you need to turn on? Somehow even worse than iLights is a company called Ruroc Helmet, which makes helmets with a heads-up display as well as a rear-facing camera so you can see what's behind you without having to look at your mirrors. Because looking at your mirrors is challenging and bad, I guess? This has got to be the biggest scam ever in the motorcycle gear industry. A heads-up display of any kind on a motorcycle is useless at best and distracting at worst. And a $2,000 helmet with a rear-facing camera in addition to a heads-up display is a crime against humanity. I've got a few choice words about where you can stick your motorcycle heads-up displays, your Apple Vision Pros, and your Meta Ray-Bans, but I can't tell you because this video will get demonetized. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed the video, and check out yammynoob.co to become a member for exclusive content and automatic giveaway entries. I will see you guys later. Fact: a one-way trip on the Trans-Siberian Railway involves crossing 3,901 bridges. Goodbye.
Fellas, time's up. This video is over. Do you know what else is running out of time? This sweepstakes for the RS457. I really don't want you to miss this. This bike is super cool. It's hard to come by and it's brand spanking new. If you're a beginner sport bike rider or if you're an experienced rider that just wants an awesome, fun toy, head over to the website, sign up and become a member, and don't miss your chance to win this RS457. And I suppose you could keep watching Yammy Noob right over here or here. It's somewhere. I don't know. Go watch it.